Hi, and welcome back to the second hour of this Tuesday edition of Focal Point on AFR Talk. Number to call if you want to join the conversation, 888-589-8840, 888-589-8840. Talking in the first hour about Republicans running like scalded dogs from town hall meetings. And I think it's because they want to avoid awkward questions about immigration, and they want to avoid awkward questions about defunding Obamacare, because they want to vote for amnesty because they think that's the way to get the Washington Post to say wonderful things about them and talk about how progressive they are and how enlightened they are and how compassionate they are. They do not want to get beat up by the Washington Post. They're afraid of the Washington Post. And they don't want to defund Obamacare because they are afraid that if they vote to defund it, Obama is going to shut down the government and they are going to be blamed for it. So what's the common denominator here? It is abject, dismal fear. So they not only fear what the Washington Post is going to say about them, they fear what you and I will say to them. So they don't want to meet with their own constituents in these town hall settings. So all of that is just kind of fascinating to me, and I'd love to take more of your comments on this whole town hall phenomenon that Republicans, here we are 2/3 of the way through the month of August, and they're virtually holding no town hall meetings. And if they do hold them, they give late notice, put them in small venues, hard to find venues, so very difficult for their own constituents to get to them. I've been following this story in northern Colorado. And there are a number of counties in northern Colorado. We've talked about it before, so I won't revisit the whole thing with you. But there is real progress in northern Colorado on the formation of a new state. You've got a number of counties in northern Colorado that want to secede from the state of Colorado. They have had it with liberal politicians running things from Denver, running things from Boulder, and imposing on them these ridiculous and expensive subsidies for alternative energy, threatening their gun rights, and they've said, "Look, we want out. We want to get out of Dodge. We want to form our own state called Northern Colorado." So their argument is, hey, you can have North Carolina, you can have North Dakota. Why can't you have North Colorado? Here's a piece from the Washington Times. Voters in several rural Colorado counties will be asked whether they want to form a new state, tentatively named Northern Colorado, in the November election, a reaction to the Democrat-controlled state legislature's war on rural Colorado. So the Weld County Commission yesterday, they voted unanimously last night to place a measure on the November 5 ballot, which asks voters in Weld County, do you want to join other rural counties to form another state? Now, there are 3 other rural counties, Cheyenne, Sedgwick, and Yuma. They are also going to put this question, this 51st state referendum, on the fall ballot. And there are 3 more counties that plan to consider the proposal this week at their commission meeting. So you could have up to 7 counties voting to secede from the state of Colorado on November 5. And they're upset because the legislature is lurched to the left on gun control, restricting access to firearms, and they have doubled the state's renewable energy mandate, which is killing them. It's boosting the cost of energy, and they need energy for farming and all that kind of thing, and it's just killing them out there. And, Democrats right now, they control both houses of the legislature. They control the governor's office. And, in fact, there's 2 Democrat senators that are facing recall elections. This is unheard of in the 140 years that Colorado's been a state. I don't know if you've ever had sitting lawmakers actually recalled. Both of these are going to have to face recall efforts on September 10 because of their vote for draconian gun control legislation. And one of the observers here said, we are truly a divided nation. And that's exactly right. And Ted Cruz said this last night, and he's exactly right. We are not divided between Democrats and Republicans. That's not the division in America. America is a divided nation. It is a divided nation between the ruling class and the citizen class. We are a divided nation. You've got the ruling class They could be Republicans. They could be Democrats. And you've got the citizen class, people like you and me. We're the citizen class. The ruling class is running this country, and we don't like it. They're shoving stuff down our throats that we do not want. We are, in fact, a truly divided nation. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. You've got precedents in American history. Maine was a part of Massachusetts until 1820, and West Virginia seceded from Virginia during the Civil War. So you got at least two examples where a new state was formed out of an existing state. One of them, in the case of West Virginia, by secession. So it has been done before. Interested to know what you think about that. The spirit of secession alive and well in the state of Colorado. Let's go to the phones. Let's grab a call from George in Jefferson, Missouri. George, welcome to Focal Point. What's on your mind?
Hey, Brian, thanks for what you're doing. I just,
Thank you, sir.
the American public is, I don't know when they're going to wake up, but if they ever do, I feel for the politicians, the Republicans, and all these people, and all this gay stuff, and Dharma, and all these gun-running things. These people in America are just about, if and when they do wake up, you're going to see another revolution in this country, and the people are going to be tired of it. We're going to be doing what they're doing in Egypt right now, 200,000. And the reason they stopped all that funding, because all the money was going to the wrong people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's the concern I have, and that's why I think we want to be active now, George, because I'm concerned, and to me that is not a pleasant prospect. I think you could be right. I think that we may be headed toward bloodshed in America, and the avenues to get to that place, as distressing as that is, there are a number of avenues starting right where we're at right now that could lead to bloodshed, could lead to anarchy, could lead to chaos in America. And I don't want to see that. You don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that. We don't want to see us turn into Egypt, or even a low-calorie version of Egypt. We don't want that. We don't want bloodshed. We don't want violence. We want peace. We want stability. We're taught in the scriptures to pray for that we may live peaceful and tranquil lives in all godliness. That's what we're instructed to pray for. And that's why we want to pray for that, and that's why we want to work now, George. That's why I think that's why it's disappointing to me that we don't have lawmakers that are willing to face their constituents, because that's what we're trying to prevent. We want to bring about cultural change through the ballot box, not through bullets. That's our mechanism of change, ballots and not bullets. But if our elected officials will not listen to us, if they will not meet with us, if they will not respond to the urgent appeal of their own constituents, the people that elected them to office, then eventually you might get to the point, George, where what you're talking about could happen. People will just get fed up, and then you'll start having some very, very unpredictable things that will happen, and we do not want to get there. So anyway, I appreciate your call, George. Appreciate your concern. I can sense the passion in your voice about all those things. But again, I just want to emphasize we're a divided nation right now. But Chris Christie, where is Chris Christie? Chris Christie is on the side of those that want to give special protections to people who engage in the infamous crime against nature. He's part of the ruling class. He's a Republican, but he is batting for the other team. He's changed uniforms. Focal Point AFR Talk.